Is it possible to change a community by planting vegetables? The Incredible Edible project in Todmorden, West Yorkshire, is trying to do just that by cultivating every spare inch of land in the town.
We've got vegetables growing in very public places. We've got them in not so public places. We've got them in police stations, health centres, we've got them at the railway station, the bus station. So suddenly people who only see things wrapped in cellophane in a supermarket start to see where it grows in its natural state. We're working with all the schools. We've got children now doing qualifications in agriculture. This is a town that isn't naturally, you know, a farming community. So suddenly there are job opportunities around local food. You've got people thinking about it, you've got people growing it, you've got kids learning about it, and that means that they start to think about how they spend the money. So that means they start to support the local market. That means they start to support local farmers. And suddenly, the town starts to work again as a community, as market towns always used to be. You know, every year we have a harvest festival, and it's where we bring all the produce from the town and we just cook it up. And we have a really fantastic time. It doesn't cost anybody anything.
So if I'm walking past one of these spaces and I see a cabbage growing, I just help myself to it?
You help yourself. You absolutely help yourself. We're trying to spread kindness. We're trying to reconnect people, and when people are reconnected, particularly in hard times, just the most fabulous and magical things happen. The story that I tell, which to me really touches my heart. My friend Mary turned her front garden, which was a rose garden, into a veg patch with a great big "Please help yourself" sign on it. So we found local families going past and picking with the kids. And one particular local family did that. And then the next day, they left the bowl of soup that they'd made from the veg on Mary's doorstep. Now, these people have never spoken to Mary before in their entire life. And that, for me, is what communities are all about. And we're starting to see that all over the place.
The churches in Todmorden have also embraced the spirit of Incredible Edible. I met up with a vicar who's helped open up one local graveyard to gardening. I suppose if we put a positive spin on it, the rain is good for the vegetables.
Very good for the vegetables. They're doing remarkably well. I have to say it's a normal day for Todmorden, really.
Right, OK. It's not often you see vegetables growing in the graveyard.
It's not. It's been 4 years now, and the community have accepted it. Originally, I think people thought that's a bit strange and people won't like it, but Incredible got in touch with us and said, how about putting some vegetable beds in here? We thought about it and went through the channels and said, yeah, we'd welcome it. And it's been a really good opportunity for the community.
So who comes up here?
A lot of the time you'll see the children from the school, that you can just see through the back there. The children will often come and they'll tend the vegetables, but any vegetables are there to be taken by the community. So people who visit family graves come, people who just come and walk dogs through the woods and into the churchyard will come. Everybody in the community comes and takes a look and enjoys.
It's a great idea, isn't it?
Absolutely fabulous. It's quite anarchical, I think, really, that to have a churchyard that is a sacred space, but actually to give it over to God's creation in a lateral sort of thinking sense, really.
But you know, this sounds absolutely perfect, so why isn't it happening in every community around the world?
It's starting to happen. We now have 20 communities, and we've got people working in Africa and in Spain and in Northern Ireland and in Holland, so it's starting to happen. We do have some wonderful leaders in this community. We do have churches that have put fruit trees and bushes, and we're working in the local church to put a nut orchard at the back. But if we could actually have that push, that drive by the churches in every single town to say, you know, we are the heart of the town, and edible churches is the way forward, so let's bring our community together and grow collectively.
You've obviously got a massive passion for it. Do you feel that this is a calling for you in a way?
I've done lots of things in my life, in the private and in the public sector. I've never, ever done anything more important than this, ever. Because this is about trying to change the world around us for our children. Instead of being victims, it says, actually, if we're positive about it, we can make a heck of a difference and pass on a better world. So there is nothing more important to do than this.
Here in Suffolk, the church is using the internet to help those in need. It's a very simple idea. Connect those who need help with those who want to make a difference. And it's all inspired by a verse in the Bible.
Acts chapter 4 verse 35 is a passage in scripture which says that in the early church, as the Christians gathered together and they shared so much in common, they felt really moved to go and sell their property, to share even more. They sold land, they sold their possessions, and they pooled their money together and distributed to those, each and everyone in their church community as they had need.
If someone is in need, a request is posted on the Acts 435 website. Visitors to the site can read the personal stories of those seeking help and decide who they'd like to give money to. They can choose whether to give the full amount or just part of it.
We started it in the Yorkshire and Humber, then sort of rolled it out nationally. We've just had a contact from France, so I can't see why it can't go viral and international. We sign up our church as a church community because we believe that they're the ones who know the people who are in need on the ground. The church appoints 1 or 2 people to be their advocates, the spokesperson for the person in need.
What I do is to post a request on the website. I have to give information about why this person can't actually fund what they need for themselves.
We don't all have to be Bill Gates to be able to help. The little we do give, and if it is a modest amount, we feel more motivated to give, particularly if we know it's going to make a big difference at the other end.
How can we help you?
I've come up to see my husband's unemployed, we're both on low income, and we needed a mattress. And we came up and had a word with Pam, and she got the ball rolling. And it's just overjoyed because the mattress actually come at Christmas.
Right.
So it's a lovely Christmas present, you know. And now, just fantastic, good night's sleeps because I suffer with rheumatoid arthritis. So the mattress really come in.
So that mattress literally changed your life?
Yes. And now, thanks to them, I've become involved with the church. I go to church every Sunday and I really enjoy it.
You know, this is, you know, a way in which the church can actually get involved in meeting that need. I mean, we're just fulfilling, you know, the message of the Bible, really, which is, you know, feed the hungry, clothe the poor, and there are so many needs that come in.
The needs are wide-ranging. We've worked with people who are homeless and they're setting up homes and they need to be established. The elderly, we experience a lot of people who are experiencing fuel poverty and hardship there, and just a little bit of money could help top up their heating bills.
We needed a new cooker. Basically, our cooker was beyond repair, and told my story, and basically Pam told me that there was an organisation which the Christians pledged money, and in a matter of time, hopefully the money would be there for me to buy a new cooker.
How difficult was it for you to start with to get in touch with ACTS?
It was difficult, first of all, to come to terms to find that I needed help, but I think in today's world, you know, we live in a desperate world, and when people are desperate, they turn to anywhere for help.
How did you feel when that money was handed over?
Just overwhelmed with people's generosity, basically. It led me, actually, from that, it led me to go on to a Christianity Explored course, which is now finished, and just put my faith, it's just grown and grown, to be honest.
So how do you feel when you're handing over the money?
Oh, it's an amazing feeling because they're so overwhelmed receiving this, and to know that somebody cares enough. In fact, you'll see later when there will be some coming in to actually receive their donations.
Do you think you guys are changing the world?
I would like to think that
I was going to say,
we're playing a small part in changing people's attitudes, yeah.
Changing the world, certainly changing people's worlds, one life at a time. For one person, you know, I've heard it said before, and I'm sure you have, you know, if I was the only person, Christ would have died for me. Well, Christ died for each individual person. So we're changing the world, bit by bit, life by life.